Since the dawn of my existence, Nathan, yes, that baby back bitch, has reminded me of a powerful entity that resides in the recesses of YouTube. What is the mysterious entity that lurks in the shadows of YouTube? Read the title to this video. Now that you've read the title of the video, it's time to take a step into what could very well be the next step in the human evolutionary
This is Applesmashers, and remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.
So let's take it from the top. We got a brilliant use of the wind sound effect in the beginning, and then just a simple introduction.
Applesmashers,
and then just, that's what I like about Applesmashers509. No bullshit. These are very short videos. You get what the title entails. They're in the 509 and they are smashing the apples. And then he hit us with a motherfucking plug.
to comment, rate, and subscribe.
That's my boy! Now the mad lad doesn't stop there in his conquest to smash every apple in the 509 area. He ramped up the movement from there.
This is Applesmashers509. We're out here just doing what we do best.
This may get confusing for you, but this is a new character in the Applesmashers509 official mythology.
Ooh, ha.
A loyal soldier to the cause, but that's a freaking orange, Kyle. I don't know that his name is Kyle, but I swear to God, if you pull out another fucking orange on Applesmashers509, you're gonna get kicked from the group, okay? This is about smashing apples in the 509, not Orange Smashers 509.
Alright, there's Applesmashers509.
Oh yes, he's back.
And I'm gonna smash Pride today. Just out here doing what we do best.
What I started to realize at this point was maybe apple smashing wasn't just apple smashing all along. Maybe we're gliding over something bigger. And that's when I started to think that this was an incognito social movement. The apple represents society as a whole. You have the social norms, the values and beliefs all encapsulated in what we assume is just a harmless fruit. Smashing is the second part of this metaphor. They're literally taking those apples and hitting it against their foreheads. And that's not the only way to smash an apple. They could have easily stomped it. They could have easily thrown it or picked something up to smash it. But no, they're using their heads. And that's where the key part comes in, because in using your head, you're also using your mind. So in thinking freely, they're able to destroy society. They're literally making their mind clash with this apple. And the apple being society, they're destroying it. And because of this, the movement caught fire, and we could see two brothers engaging in the Apple Smashers 509 ritual.
Apple Smashers, and we're just doing what we love doing, of course. This apple smashing. Here's a new guest, my brother, Caleb. Alright, let's smash tonight. Let's do this. Go 1, 2, 3.
But the momentum seemed to lead to their own failure in what has now become their most infamous video yet. Let him pee.
This is Apple Smashers. Smasher. Smash the apple. Oh.
Let the man pee. But just imagine what it's like, especially in the apple smashing situation. I could just see it. You're just sitting on the toilet, you know, just taking a shit, taking a piss, you know, whatever mix you want to do. And then, boom! Guy comes in, no words. Applesmashers509. Nonetheless, the critics were decisive over this video, and that ultimately led to a dwindle in momentum of the apple smashing movement. One last video was made in memorial, and I have to say this is probably one of my favorites.
Alright, this is Applesmashers509, and we're gonna be smashing apples. Wait, let me see the apple when you're done with it. Wait, dude!
I don't think we could have got a better last frame. Whoever this kid is, perfectly captures the feelings you have when watching an Applesmashers509 video. This was all 6 or 7 years ago, so it's a relic of the past. Applesmashers509 is remembered so well and deeply that it haunts many of us on a nightly basis. I need to face what very well may be the most creative mind of this generation, the most destructive mind of this generation, or just a man who wanted to smash apples. First and foremost, I needed to find any leads to Applesmashers509. It had been 7 years. For all I know, he could be living as a monk right now, finding peace in all the damage he's done to apples. So I started to make calls to my contacts, while elegantly dressed in my Brioni suit just to flex on these haters. Nonetheless, I wasn't making any progress. All my contacts didn't know anything about this elusive figure, until I got word of a potential lead, someone who knew the mythical Applesmashers509 and his current whereabouts. So I went to go talk to him.
Apple Smashers. Just began with a simple apple, and it kind of just led to darker things. I think the damage from all the apples that he hit himself with actually caused some internal injuries. The last time I think I even saw him was a little over a year ago. He was sitting there roaming the Zentel Canyon, and I haven't heard from him since. He just, out of all of this that we gain, I just want peace for him. That's all. I just hope we find closure.
It led me back to the forsaken land of Zentel Canyon. I should have known. It wasn't hard to find him at all. I walked up to him, eagerly awaiting our meeting. I've waited many years to make contact to what some would refer to as a god among men. Unfortunately, Nicholas was right. Applesmashers509 was a shell of who he once was. There was no fire left in his soul. I desperately tried everything in my power to rekindle the flame. I could only wish that he'd suddenly become whole again and tell me the purpose of smashing those apples.
You like balls on your face, huh? He's actually gone.
I finally gave up. I couldn't accept that the legacy of Applesmashers509 had brought upon these horrible consequences. I thought back to what Nicholas had mentioned. He'd want Applesmashers to find peace. I could only honor that request in what I thought was the best way possible.